Well, this is a different view, right? You guys get to actually see my face for once. Today, we're talking about how we're doing a spending freeze. Hello, my name is Nikki, and I'm with Nikki's Scrapbooking Adventures. This is Melanie. She's my guest today from Creative Crafty Life. I said that right, didn't I?
Oh, the creatively crafted life. Yep, you got
it. Perfect. Okay, so I'll link her channel down below. What we're doing is monthly on the fourth week of the month, on Mondays and Wednesdays, we will be swapping channels and talking about different topics. On Monday of this last week, we talked about why we're doing a spending freeze or a spending frost. And then this week, we're talking about how we're doing that. So Melanie, do you want to start us off with how you are going to approach this year?
Sure, absolutely. So I understand myself pretty well in knowing that I am not going to be able to do a hard freeze, right? So the idea of not purchasing any craft supplies at all for a period of time just is not going to happen. It's just not. I don't have that kind of willpower. So keeping that in mind, I came up with a strategy for myself. And basically, I have 3 different areas where I'm grouping supplies in. So I have a no buy and a light buy and a rules to buy kind of section. And then I have another little thing where basically I can earn to buy. So yeah, so four different areas. So my no buy are things that I really just do not need to have any of more of those in my life. I am either at capacity, I just don't use it that often, or they just no longer interest me, even if I think they're cool, they're just not my thing, right? So an example would be pocket cards. I don't really do a lot of pocket scrapbooking. Yeah, you hear that?
Yes.
Yeah, I have a ton. I can't seem to get rid of them. I don't know why, because I very rarely use them, but I really just don't need to get any more in my life, and then some do come into my life, whether it's like in a grab box or something like that, that's fine, but I'm deliberately not going to purchase any more pocket cards. Other ones are punches. I had this rule for many years, and then I somehow got on the Creative Memories bandwagon, and they have some fantastic punches, and the next thing you know, I have a whole collection of those. And so again, I'm just running out of space. So no more punches. And the other one that I've got on my list as a hard rule is washi tape, which I love washi tape, but I have so much of it. And you know how a washi tape roll, like I'm sure it just multiplies overnight. Like you never finish it.
Now, did you go through these no buy sections and get rid of stuff, or are you just keeping what you have and moving forward?
Mostly just keeping what I have at this point. I haven't made my way to the pocket cards yet, and I'm hoping with a no buy for a period of time that when I do revisit it, that I'll be able to purge some of them finally. I mean, I've got boxes of cards. Yeah. And maybe one of the challenges that we issue ourselves this year is to use up some of these supplies that we don't use very often. And so that's something in the back of my mind too, that maybe I got to come up with a way to use them in a different way. Maybe not as pocket cards, but maybe I can punch shapes out of them or die cut shapes out of them or something. I don't know. Something to think about.
In regards to using the stuff, there is actually a hop going on the last Friday of every month, hosted by Peacecraft Love Clubhouse. And if you wanted to participate, I am actually posting a video on the last Friday of the month with them. And the goal is to use things that you don't normally use. So for example, this month is buttons and sequins and those kinds of things. So I highly encourage you to check out that hop on Fridays, on the last Friday of the month.
Are you going to leave a link to a playlist or anything?
Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
Oh, perfect. So then my next category was light buys. So this is where I put my stamps and dies. I have more stamps than any one person should own, and I'm currently in a declutter of them, and I have purged a ton. So to buy stamps at this point just really doesn't make sense. But if there is that one set that comes out that I don't have anything like it at all in my stash, I'm willing to concede on that. So a light buy.
Now you keep an inventory of your stamps, right? So is that something that you can look at real quick just to make sure you don't have that item?
Yeah, I'm actually in the middle of revamping my inventory, so it's not as good as it should be. But I generally know, like if I look at a stamp set, I generally know what I have, especially because I've just gone through them all. So like for instance, I don't need any woodland critter stamps anymore. I have about 5 or 6 stamp sets like that. So, it's going to have to be something truly unique. And I think I should be good in knowing what that looks like.
Okay, that's good. I didn't know if you were the type, like, I've made the mistake of where I accidentally bought 2 of something because I didn't know what I already have. So
Well, I've been guilty of that too. Usually though, when that happens, it's because I haven't used that item.
oh, that would make sense. That definitely
Yeah.
makes sense.
It's something that I've seen and I'm like, oh, that would be really cool to buy. And then I buy it and then forget that I buy it because I haven't used it. And then I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I thought that was really cool. And the next thing you know, I end up with 2. But I think I should be good. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
And then my rules to buy. So you notice I didn't say 12 by 12 cardstock because that is my most favorite supply to purchase. So there's no way I'm not going to buy 12 by 12 paper. And let's be real, in February or is it March, the industry comes out with all new lines for the upcoming season. So yeah, 12 by 12 cardstock will be coming in, but the rule that I made myself is that for everyone that comes in, I have to either use or give up 2.
Oh, so you're
So
reducing your stash that way by getting rid of an extra piece of paper. I like it.
I have to really want it, right? Because I have to, realizing I either have to use up or I have to purge 2. And so I am tracking as I'm using cardstock. I am tracking very sophisticatedly, just using a good old graph paper. So for instance, all the empty squares are ones that I've actually used. And then the ones that are filled in are ones that I've redeemed. So I'm ahead. I'm ahead a little bit. But yeah, 2 squares equals 1 purchase. So there's not really that many there that I could buy. So I got to start saving up because, National Scrapbook Day sales are coming up soon. So yeah.
Don't say that. It's not soon. We still have 5 months.
Feels like it's sooner than that though. But you're right. It's usually in May, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I got 5 months to save up and start crafting or purging. Although, like I said, I just did a big purge of my scrapbook paper last year. So I guess I should have counted that.
Too late.
Yeah.
Too late.
So that's my rules to buy. And then the other last category I have is to earn money. And basically for every card I send to a friend, family member, etc., I earn $1. So if I send out 5 cards, I get $5 to spend on crafty supplies.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'll give you my address and I can help you earn your money because I love getting cards in the mail.
Absolutely. I love making cards in addition to scrapbooking. So I have a massive amount of cards and it's like, okay, at some point I have to send these out. So I am actually trying to find people that are interested in receiving cards. If you just email me your address, and actually for those of you that are listening, if you're interested and want to be on my mailing list, it's a creativelycraftedlife@gmail.com. And I will pop a card in the mail periodically.
Yep, and I'll put that in the description below too, so people can just copy and paste that.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm excited to be on your list.
Yeah, and it's fun, right? Getting happy mail is fun. It's better than, junk mail. And, I don't think too many people get bills anymore, but, it's fun.
Paperless is the way to go with bills. I will never go back to paper bills.
Absolutely. So that's my strategy or my intent for the coming year. And I am hoping to go through the whole year. We'll see how it goes. I am sort of taking it quarterly. So, January to March, this is my intended. And then at the end of March, I'll reassess and see where things are at.
Well, I hope you get a lot of crafting done, because I think part of the reason why we're both doing is just to use what we already have. Right?
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I think you set yourself up for success. At least it sounds like it, by having your rules and then also tracking what you're doing, because that is a big motivator, being able to check off the box sometimes.
Yeah, and you have a tracker.
I do.
With yours.
Well, let me find it. So I've talked about this before on my channel, and I'm going to a little bit revamp it. I realized that while I'm using my supplies, making a whole bunch of layouts, I'm struggling to actually get kits done. So this is my tracker that I started back on 11/27 and I finished yesterday. And this is a 100 tracker. So I've done 100 projects. May that be reorganizing my desk, creating layouts, doing December daily pages. Let's see. Oh, videoing has been on this. So as long as I completed my 100 tracker, I can spend my own money. Now, the caveat with that is gift cards. Gift cards are free reign. I can go wherever I want, but gift cards are a limited supply too. So if you use it, you're done with it.
So basically you purchase a gift card for the amount that you've earned, and then that's what you have to spend however you wish.
Yep. So on the back of this tracker though, if I think of something that I really, really want, I write it down. I only have one item that I really, really want, and that's Versamark. Should add VersaFine on here. But those are like $8 items because that ink is really expensive for whatever reason. So I'm going to revamp how I do this.
Okay.
I really want to use collections and use them up. So instead of layouts, videos, pages, organizing, I'm going to start tracking the collections that I'm using. So
does that mean you have to use it up, or just that you've used it?
Just that I've used it. So I can say, okay, I feel good that I've used 100 or whatever. They don't have to be different either. So if I use like Vicky Booten print shop here, I can use it again on a different project and again on a different project. Those will count for individual squares. But I want to try to get to removing items from my stash that I've used.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
is it each crafting session? Like for instance, if you sit down and do a layout, or you're working on scrapbooking and you do 5 layouts using one collection, is that five hexagons?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's totally doable. Get through it faster.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's totally doable then, because you don't want it to be too prohibitive, right? So it's a disincentive.
Yep. I am very motivated by this thing because I have told myself, oh, I really want to go to Hobby Lobby and get a new album. However, I haven't made it yet. And I think what I'm going to start is with a 50 tracker instead. Both of these trackers will be linked below as a free resource to you. I did find them on Pinterest as free resources. So the link will be to their website that you can download it to, because I don't want to take credit for this. I did not make this, but I am using it. So I'm going to start with 50 to see how I like it. And then we can reassess later on during these conversations that we have. Because it sounds like we need to check in again in March.
Yes, for sure. Because I think you were hoping to go right through to March too, right? Or was it May?
May. So my goal is to go through May, but my kind of spurts of non-spending are smaller because I'll do a 50 tracker. And then maybe if I like what I was doing, do a 100 tracker.
Okay. Cool. So May, everybody, you got to hold us accountable.
Well, the reason I'm doing May is because of all the dang deals that come out in May, and I love spending and shopping and all that kind of stuff.
I love a deal. I hear you on that one. I am a sucker for a sale, that's for sure.
Gotcha. So is there anything else you want to talk about? I think that was my take on it. That's your take on it.
Yeah, and I just would encourage people to leave comments below, like what if you're doing spending freeze or whatever, leave your comments how you're implementing that, because we'd love to hear. And
yeah, tune in for next month. where we're going to talk about kind of the challenges and things to help us keep motivated as we go along with this spending freeze. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Go check out Melanie's channel on Monday, this last Monday. And then stay tuned for next month, the fourth Monday and fourth Wednesday of the month. And we will see you next time.
Sounds good. Thanks, everyone.